Welcome back. We continue our discussion, our very vibrant discussion on the proposed rating system for entertainment events. The State Minister for Tourism and Entertainment says it's intended to bring order and structure to the entertainment industry and to let the public know precisely what is advertised and what is expected to be delivered by the event based on the rating applied under the system. My guests are the State Minister for Tourism and Entertainment, the Honorable Damion Crawford, Entertainment Consultant Teddy Ladley, and Solomon Sharpe, CEO for Main Events Entertainment Group. Gentlemen, we're talking off air now about, different aspects. We're talking about promoters. Before we went to the break, Solomon highlighted that there are many promoters who just come up. Teddy talked about the suitcase promoters. Does the rating system, Minister, speak to promoters and what qualifies one to be a promoter?
No.
Far often persons come up and put up an event. They advertise, they don't get what they advertise. Patrons turn up, no artists, no nothing, have to steal chairs and carpets, as we've seen in past events. What qualifies one to be a promoter?
What we are happy for is that the entertainment industry is sufficiently democratic, yes, so that there's ease of entry.
Yes.
Good. What we're saying is the entrance should not impact negatively on the person who is a consistent practitioner. And so if a sponsor comes to an event and don't get him money worth because what was proposed in content was not delivered, it affects another promoter because the sponsor might say, okay, I'm no longer associated with that type of dancehall or proposer. And so what we're saying is that there's content and impact. And I think Teddy misunderstands the difference between, every business have an impact, but their product have a content. The rating is for the content, the impact on the environment, the impact on the economy. That is a different situation. So when Grace Kennedy put out corned beef, they must label on the content.
Yes.
Then we have different laws to look at how you impact in making it, right? If you have proper disposal, etc. So this is for content.
Okay.
We're saying that we need a establishment of content. Now, how does help a promoter? Right now, we have only 3 or 4 real sponsors. It's either alcohol companies or
telecommunications giants, yes.
There are many other companies who are not participating. And so the promoter is a rate taker because I can give you any amount because there's another promoter who's waiting on it. So if I say 100,000 is 100,000, even though value is $1 million.
Yes.
But because they have a line of, we had 24,000 events sanctioned by government last year, meaning got a place of amusement license. So therefore, if you only have 3 people sponsoring, then it shows how powerful the sponsor is on us versus how they... Now, what about all these other companies who are unwilling at current to risk their brand because of uncertainty of content?
Yes.
This will change that reality and therefore expose... So nothing is saying that Guinness can't say we are R. And we're sponsoring R because that matches Guinness brand.
But we know what we're going into.
But we're getting what we're getting. And nothing is saying that Heineken can say Heineken start time. But how many of us knows these events, 24,000 events? We're not...
Speaking of 24,000 events, Solomon, do you think that there are too many promoters? Lots of parties, there are parties everywhere, every day. And some promoters, okay, I pick a date, I have my advertisement starting. And then somebody else jumps on the date. And then all of a sudden, it's a bombarding and the system is inundated. Do you think that there are too many?
Well, no. I don't think that there are too many promoters. But supporting what the minister said, if you're starting with rating an event, what needs to happen is that when these events are rated, right, the whole thing needs to go to our next step. Because you ask the question of him, are they rating for promoters? So we need to start establishing ratings, just like when you get a driver's license that tell you what size vehicle you can drive and all that kind of thing. This is where the system needs to go to, where you now need to say that if you're a promoter, what qualifies you to be a promoter, what level of event you're going to do, etc., etc., etc. Because a promoter pops up today, he has a friend in a company, he gets some sponsorship, and then at the end of the day, he doesn't show up, the artists don't get paid and all that kind of thing, and then the whole thing collapses.
Those are some of the things that I'm talking about, because here it is, it's the only business, whereas you can go there, you can advertise on the electronic medium, everything, put out ticket outlet. And on the day of the event, you can go to all of those ticket outlets, collect money and disappear.
Yes.
There is no redress. So I am saying to the minister, yes, you do the rating, but coupled with the rating, right, make sure that all the things are in place. The point that Solomon just made, there are a lot of service providers who don't get paid
for the
event.
So
my argument, minister, is yes, rate me, but rate me in the sense that I benefit. What are the benefits of rating? Don't tell me I do sponsorship.
So what I'm saying is that there's also a registry. Now, this show was for rating. We might have another show for the registry, because what the registry does is to be capable to disqualify a person as a promoter if he does these things.
Okay.
So therefore, he can't get a place of amusement.
So is there a registry now?
There's a registry now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? The 31st also is the deadline for persons to get a place of amusement without being registered.
Oh, so hold on one second, Minister. So persons who have their license right now, if they're not registered, will the license be rescinded?
Need a place of amusement.
Okay.
License.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, when a promoter wants to keep an event, he goes to the parish council and he applies. Now you'll have to have a registration number.
Okay.
I mean that he's in the registry.
So if he doesn't have it, then
now,
he cannot
if he doesn't
apply.
have it, he can't apply, which means he's not a promoter.
Okay.
Right? Or a legitimate promoter. Now, a new promoter will be in what we call a provisional for 2 years to show commitment to the industry. And so there are certain benefits of it that the new person will not be able to get. For example, tools of trade. Because other than that, every man come in, even under some psychs. But what the registry allows is for Teddy to be the official booking agent of Buju Banton, for example, and therefore a person can overseas.
And speaking of that, though, I hear that there is some clandestine operation or some underhanded thing happening where persons are saying that they're the booking agents for Buju Banton right now.
Right now.
That they can guarantee the first show when he comes out.
If we had a registry, which we are putting in now, then a person could go in and type in Buju Banton and see those who are legitimately to book on behalf of the Buju Banton.
Let me ask Solomon. Solomon, as a promoter, do you think the structure is needed and will it necessarily be beneficial? Because some people are saying, well, we're just all right and we can do what we're doing the same way we're doing it. Is there benefit and merit to the proposal by the minister?
So, okay, let me start from a different point of view. When you look at the social fabric, right? Entertainment is a very important part of the social fabric, right?
Yes.
When I studied history in school, they told us that when the slaves came, they beat the drums, and that's probably what kept them sane, right? Okay, so let's look at it. If entertainment is so important, why is it not as organized as every other industry?
Yes.
If I want to be a lawyer, I have to pass the bar.
Right.
If I want to be an accountant, there are different levels of examinations that determine what level of accountant that I am. So if I sign off on Teddy doing his books, right? When whoever is looking at it, the bank, etc., they know who signed off on the papers, right? So in the entertainment industry, it's suffering. You can't get a loan, right? So I'm one of the stupid ones. I have 40 people in employ, and when I go to the banks every day, I still have to walk them through what my industry is. Why isn't everybody coming in together? We have no cohesiveness in the industry.
Is that a problem, Solomon, you think? That in other professions and careers, persons unite together? I've heard that a lot of persons, Minister, and you can attest to this. 1 second, Teddy. Did the promoters come out in, cohesion and came out as a collective whole to represent themselves?
Just look at the JHTA.
Neither the promoters nor the artists.
Hotels.
Yeah.
So if there's a law that is anti the interests of the hotels, the JHTA as a group come and lobby.
Yes.
Who lobbies really as a group with the power of all? Yes? I mean, you have juries and them people that have formed organization, but they don't have the power of all. And so unless they have that, then their interests will never be fully satisfied. Any business that is viable should ensure the client gets what you promote.
Correct.
Now, currently, we have no protection for the client nor the promoter, because even the promoter is a client.
What about
the
patron?
The patron being the client.
Okay.
So now the patron, where there is no repercussion, indiscipline prosper.
Yes.
And that is why within the industry, indiscipline has prospered so much. So the promoter goes to a man who provides lighting and say, I want this. The lighting man give you 1/10 of what you asked for.
Exactly.
You know have repercussion as a promoter to say this man is registered and he must lose some points because he didn't show up.
Did not deliver.
The security company gave you 1 instead of 5 people to search. Now you have a line 10 meters long because the search is taking so long. You come and report him. So it's not just to say the promoter on the registry. Every practitioner within entertainment has a responsibility for the outcome.
So it's accountability.
And that's why and a registry provider.
Yes.
But the conversation here is the rating, which is the content. The content is based on the entrepreneur, the promoter. He is the man managing the content, and therefore he has a responsibility to suggest to the public, yes, which is one consumer. When I used to teach marketing, we used to say you have many markets. So the sponsor is a marketer,
yes.
because the sponsor is looking for something to consume
to
for value.
His brand with,
for value.
Yes, yes.
So you're to say to the sponsor of these 24,000 events, this is what you can expect, because information reduces risk and risk reduces consumption. So if there's greater information, then there's greater consumption because there's lower risk. That is simple to understand.
All right, Solomon has to go, so I want just to get your final. Do you think this is a move, the rating system, in the right direction? And based on your, track record and your work that you've put in as a well-known and, promoter and person in entertainment, do you have any other suggestions that the minister could look into?
Well, I like the direction that we're going in because that's a start, right? Every other industry, as I said, right? If you want to be a pilot, you don't just show up and fly a plane tomorrow morning.
Yes.
You have to go through some level of qualification, right? Or repetitiveness, depending on what it is that you're doing, okay? So, in our industry, there are students going to school today that say they want to do event planning and they want to do lighting at Edna Manley and all that kind of thing. Where are the opportunities for them thereafter? If the businesses are not organized and there's not if there's not organization, then with the chaos, as the minister said, there's going to be problems. So I want to know that if my child says that she wants to go to Edna Manley to do lighting, I can say no problem, because I know when she leaves school, these are the opportunities available for her. Right now, we don't know what opportunities are available for who, because we really don't know who is a real promoter. We really don't know who is a proper production company, such and such and such. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't believe that there are too many, because free market, as Minister said, the market will decide. But we need to protect these people. We need to know now that when your daughter goes to come and work for me,
legitimate,
right? She will get paid.
Yes.
Yeah.
She'll be properly treated, etc., etc.,
or the
etc.
repercussions.
Exactly. So if you're a lawyer and you go outside of the ethics, you'll be barred. If you're an accountant and you go outside of the ethics, you'll be barred. As a promoter,
you do anything you want.
As a business practitioner in the entertainment industry, there's nothing.
Can't be a free-for-all anymore.
Exactly. So when I pay the artist manager, so Teddy is a good guy. I know this, right? The next person don't know whether Teddy is a good guy or a bad guy. When I pay Teddy to have John Holt come and perform down in Montego Bay, and Teddy gets the money and doesn't pay over the money to John Holt, or doesn't even tell John Holt that there's a money and pockets the money and he's gone off on a trip. What happens after? I have some angry patrons.
Yes.
I am out of pocket. I've lost everything with my... So from what qualifies Teddy to be an artist manager? What are the repercussions?
Yes.
If I can quickly jump in.
Well, hold on, Minister, 1 second. We're going to take a break and then we're going to come back and jump in, because I also understand that some persons are of the view that this is a new taxation regime of sorts. So we're going to talk about that. Thank you so very much, Solomon Sharpe, CEO of Main Event Entertainment. And coming up next, we'll be joined by Ian Miles, a.k.a. the Container Boss. Stay tuned. You're watching Impact.